was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
And here we are, party people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday evening to all of you, all two others of you in the audience tonight. And by audience, I mean here doing live. And tonight we have a special because we're streaming simultaneously from 3 different channels. Is that not correct, Sean?
That is correct, Darren.
Yes, it is. So let's go through those channels and we wait for people to pop in. So we have ShineLikeaProAZ. So if you're tuning into Sean's channel, this is what it looks like. So welcome. And then we have, my channel, Auto Fetish Detail. And if you are tuning in with my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And then we have third, last, but certainly not least, TopStarAutoDetailing. He's our special guest tonight. Once again, thank you for joining in with us this evening, Jeff. Happy to have you back.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, looks like a couple of your fans already popping in on here.
Oh,
hey, what's up, GTE?
That's fine.
Andrew, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, so welcome, everyone. And we're going to start off with you, Jeff, because it's kind of a unique episode tonight, not with just your appearance, but something that has to do with the detailing community. Would you like to set the groundwork for that?
Yeah, sure. So some of you guys probably know Jonathan from Best in Class Detailing. He has a YouTube channel, puts out content for you guys on a pretty consistent basis. He actually had a tragedy, I guess you could say, happen yesterday where his house burned down. So I guess they were doing some work on his roof, putting on a roof, and the guys had left like a torch on the roof, and he was actually out on a detail, had to come rushing home, and his mom and son had to evacuate a place, basically a total loss. So they're not able to move back in. I talked with Jonathan this morning. They're staying at a hotel for the time being. You know, one of the reasons why we wanted to have this on the call is he's got a GoFundMe page put together already. So you can make donations to the page if you guys like. We're going to put a link in that. It's also on his Instagram as well. Jonathan's just a really great guy. I met him when I was first starting my business, when I was getting my build out done down at H2O. He happened to be there the same day doing some stuff with his setup, and we just started kind of chopping it up and talking and going over our setups, and just a really good guy. Gave me a lot of advice when I was just getting started, and we kind of kept in touch over the course of our detailing journey. So, it's one of those things where it's really tough sometimes, I think especially as a man to ask for help. It can be tough to swallow your ego, your pride, but um, I think it takes a lot of courage to be able to ask for help. And Jonathan's in a spot right now, in a bad spot where he could use some help from the detailing community. So that's kind of why we're here, guys. If you can, maybe contribute in some way, whether it's financially or share this in the detailing community, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would. Thanks for that, Jeff.
Yeah.
And do you know how long Jonathan's been at the detailing grind himself?
I'm not sure exactly how long he's been in it. I think probably pretty close to the same amount of time as me, maybe a little bit longer, 2.5, 3 years. I think that
Yeah.
he's been doing it now. He started his channel a little while before me. So,
And to
if you
set a
haven't
little
checked that out yet,
context, sorry,
well,
Jeff,
go
to
ahead.
set a little context, where is he located? I know, but maybe for the audience, where's
Yeah,
he
he's
based out of?
based out of California, like the LA area, I believe. I'm not sure exactly where. Maybe I think he's there in the comments. I believe I see his logo in there. So if he's there, maybe he can answer exactly where
There he
he's
is.
from.
He's right
three
here.
years, he said. Yeah.
Oh,
There he
We got
three
a
is.
few other
years.
guys there. We got Sal and Joel from Details Official. Really appreciate them sharing it on their story too, to help spread the word, get the word out for Jonathan,
Yeah, that's
and
tough. Those
see if we
pictures.
can all come together as a community and help out our brother in detailing.
Hey, Jonathan, since you're tuning in, what part of LA? LA is a big, most people don't get this right that are outside of LA, as in they don't live in California.
It's right
So
there,
LA
Darren.
is one of the biggest geographic counties in the country. But LA is also, as in Los Angeles, is also a city, has its own zip code. But there's like, I don't know, probably 500 different zip codes in LA County. So, when people say LA, it's a massive oversimplification. Okay, so Azusa.
Yeah.
All right. And I heard this is a little random moment. Azusa years ago, because I grew up in Southern California. And just FYI, Jonathan, I'm down in Orange County, which is a generalization. But that's what I service as Orange County. And you are directly north of me in LA County. More specifically, you would be northeast of me. Yeah. So according to my knowledge, Azusa arrived at its name because the town back in probably 1800s couldn't figure out a name, and someone suggested, well, let's see, we live in the USA, and we've tried every name from A to Z, so let's just go with Azusa. I have no idea if that's an urban legend or if that's factual. But I know back in the day when I was in high school, we used to drive up to Azusa to do off-roading. It still was enough of suburbia left where there's plenty of places that we could get into trouble off-roading. So you're actually not that far away from me, Jonathan. And sorry to hear about your loss. I can't even imagine. And I didn't know it just happened yesterday. Sean just told me today. So those wounds are very, very fresh. And I don't think any of us can begin to imagine. It's one thing to have a fire in the house. That can be pretty dramatic based on the fire, but to have your place destroyed where you can't even live in it, and suddenly your entire world is upended. And that just like literally interferes with every aspect of your life. There isn't anything that's not suddenly altered. Sleeping, eating, your business. I mean, just everything. I mean, it's really, I feel for you, man.
Yeah, it definitely flips your whole world upside down. And just talking to Jonathan this morning, he's just such a positive guy. Like even in the face of all this stuff that's going on with the challenges that he's facing, he still had a really positive mindset on it, that, things could have been so much worse, right? So, it does suck that it's happened with the house and, all your possessions and everything. But in the grand scheme of things, it could have been much worse. And so he's definitely grateful, you know, that they were all able to get out safe, and you know, looking
Yeah.
at it from the positive.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, glad to hear he's maintaining a positive attitude, which that's tough. And I don't know, do you
Yeah.
know his family situation as far as wife, kids, any of that?
I'm not too familiar with that. I know he had a son that was actually at home recovering from surgery at the time too. So, you know,
Wow.
probably the worst possible timing to be dealing with that, and then have to evacuate while you're recovering from a surgery and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, so
So I see, Sean, you have
not
the
ideal.
GoFund page pulled up.
Yeah.
So you guys, not to put, not to inflict peer pressure upon you, but yeah, if any of you can, um, and it looks like
I
he's
think a
off
lot of
to
you guys
a
probably get value from Jonathan's videos too. You know, he's one of those guys that's consistently putting out content to help the detailing community. You know, at his own expense, he invests a lot of time and money into putting out content for you guys. So, you know, if there's anything you can do to help out, that would be great. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You know, I mean, anything helps. So, and like I said, if you can't afford to, you know, put any money in the fund, at least do your best to try to share this and spread the word, and maybe
Yeah.
get it out to as many people as possible, and help in that way.
yeah, yeah. So best of luck, Jonathan. That's a tough setback.
Yeah. And we'll go ahead and Jonathan, we'll go ahead and put on all three of our channels. We'll do a post with the link to the GoFundMe, and also on the video description, it will have a link for that too. So that
Yeah,
should help out. Pass the word.
nice.
We got Juice in the house. What's up, Juice?
Juice is in the house.
So
Yeah,
also, I want to take this moment since we have three channels combined right now, and obviously this channel or all three channels are mainly about auto detailing. If anybody here in the crowd has any questions at all towards anybody here, take advantage of this moment and ask away. Anything you guys want to know,
yep.
don't be afraid. As usual, just ask as many questions as possible. The more, the merrier.
Hey, Jeff, with that said, you're back for the second time. And you and I were speaking a little bit before we started live, and we were talking about the weather. I know we touched upon this your first visit here, but it reminds me, because I would say that where I work, live and work, there's probably a 15 to 20 degree spread um, at the top end and low end, which means that between 15 to 20 degrees hotter, as well as 15 to 20 degrees colder. So wintertime it gets colder, the summertime it gets hotter. So
Yeah,
here in the summertime, and probably the worst months for me, which is probably universal for you as well, would be July, August, and September. Those 3 months. Um,
yep,
Not only are they the hottest, but the humidity is on the that's the worst humidity for us also. So it's a combination of heat and the humidity, which is a bad combination in my opinion.
yeah,
So it's interesting because you were talking about how nice the weather's been this week, approaching the 80s. Actually, for me, it was between 77 and 88 degrees most days this week. So it was really nice
that's
here.
beautiful.
It really
Well,
is.
you get that 20 to 30 degree spread, I guess, per year. We get that per day, you know. So
Yeah.
sometimes in the morning you get up and it can be close to freezing, and
Oh
then
no, I'm
it'll
I'm just referring in general.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
meaning if you're
and
going to make a comparison between where I
mhm,
live and where you live, because we get wide springs too, or
yep,
wide spreads. Um,
yep,
so it can, the fluctuation or the spread between, uh, I think about the coldest time in the morning is about 4 a.m. ish. And then you've
yeah.
got about 3 p.m. as far as the hottest time of the day. And so we'll get a 40, 50 degree spread and based on the time of the year.
I had some issues with the water actually icing up on the cars a few weeks back. It was like freezing in the
Yeah.
morning when I was starting at 7 a.m. And so I'd have to start with the interiors first until it warmed up a little bit before I could, you know, before you could get to the exteriors, using a bucket heater and putting a bucket heater in my water tank to keep everything from freezing up. Um, but
You know,
now it's warming up pretty good, so it's not too bad now.
it's interesting. You touched upon a good point there that is worthy of a deeper dive, which is your workaround, because you're having to now deal with the cold weather and freezing water. Your workaround is to start with the interior and then transition to the exterior based just on the temperature and the freezing. And it's just funny,
Yep.
as mobile detailers, we are subject to the weather, the environment, much more
Yep.
than a contained shop. And so it's just interesting in general, just as a mobile detailer and detailing in general, there's just you find you have to be creative, you have to be innovative, you have to figure out, because you're constantly presented with different types of challenges, and those challenges come in all different forms, whether it's challenges with your customer, the car itself, a cleaning task, or a
The
stain.
landscapers.
I mean,
the
yes,
the
trash men.
landscapers with the leaf blowers, and yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah,
out there in the front lines on the battlefield for sure when you're mobile. It's not like being a climate controlled environment in a shop, and you have
right.
to learn to adapt pretty quick, you know.
And that's one of the trade-offs is being mobile. The overhead is much lower as compared to a shop, but the trade-off is that you're rolling into, oft, unless it's a regular client, you're rolling into a new situation every time. And so the logistics of it, like how wide is the street? Do you have room
Yep.
on the street to detail, or do you have to use their driveway? It's like, well, what if their driveway is blocked with other cars? Now you have no choice. So there's all these logistics that you just don't know what you're going to get until you're getting it. And so you're constantly having to be, what I would just say, innovative in the moment, or resourceful. I guess resourceful would
Yep.
be a better word, and to adapt to the environment, adapt to the working conditions. So anyhow, it looks like someone up there put, I know you've got that question in front of us, Sean. That's our key, right? What's the best 6-month sealant for clay and seals?
Yeah, actually, before you say that, somebody after that asked about putting the GoFundMe link in the chat. I already went ahead and took care of that.
Oh,
So,
okay. I
Cool.
see
Yeah.
someone
Thanks,
out.
Sean.
Oh, that was you. You're the host, Sean.
yep, that's what, yeah, that's
Well, someone named host just put up the
Yep,
link.
yep. And I put it on. Also, I put it, Jeff. I also put the link on Rumble, Twitch, and other platforms I'm on. So, anyways,
Cool.
yeah, we actually have 2 questions. So, you guys want to go ahead and answer that?
Sure. You want to
Uh,
take that one, Darren?
I don't meaning, let's see, 6 months sealant for clay and seals. You know what? I do not overthink. I don't get bogged down by how long is it going to last. Like yourself, I'm at the mercy of what the manufacturers tell us. And one of my default answers for this, because it's a very common question, and for example, GT Mobile Detailing, based on your act or your moniker, would suggest that you're in the business and you're probably new at it, relatively new, and which is probably one of the reasons you're asking. And probably why you're asking is because you want to know for your customers. What if your customers ask you? And they will ask you. It's a common thing. The problem is there's no way anyone's going to ever be able to quantify that, as in how long will it really last. Even these ceramic coatings, because now that industry has become so blurred or watered down, where you have what you and probably all of us would consider a true ceramic coating, as in you're applying it with a special applicator pad and cloth, versus what, like, every manufacturer, ergo Masterson's Car Care, which I see he's in the chat room, Greg, so welcome. I'm sure Masterson's, yeah, right there, ceramic spray sealant. And I'm sure Greg's going to tell us how long it lasts. But I want to know from these manufacturers, how do you test that? How do you quantify that? What kind of rigorous testing do you put your products through? What are you testing them for as far as the elements go? Just
Well,
basic water, chemicals, direct sun exposure. There's so many things that will determine how long any product will last. And so to bring that back around, what I would tell my customers is I would just say, hey, you know what? I personally recommend that you put wax or a sealant on your car every 4 to 6 months. Whether you have me do it or you do it or someone else do it, that's what I recommend. Now, does it really last that long? I can't say. A lot of it depends on how you as a customer are going to take care of your car. I could put the best sealant or the best wax on your car. You could drive it through a local car wash and they could destroy that finish that I just put on your car because of the chemicals they are using. I can't control that. What I do know that with my own personal cars and with my customers' cars, 4 to 6 months to me is a sweet spot, and your car will continue to look fabulous for as long as you're willing to own it and maintain that routine. That's my
Darren,
answer.
how about this? How about to clarify that? And I'm also going to ask Jeff. Can you maybe recommend? It doesn't matter how long it lasts. Could you recommend 2 products that you think are, in your experience, have been helpful, or do you think that you could recommend somebody?
Well, see now Greg's in the chat. I guarantee his products are going to perform just as well as any others. So maybe Greg could chime in and say, for example, I think he does. I'm cheating, Sean.
I know you are not supposed to be doing that yet. So wait. Supposed to wait because now you get ahead and you'll forget.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. Do you have
Jeff? Do you have any
before we
products?
pull in Greg here?
Yeah, so with me, I've been using Wet Coat from Geon since I started my business. I absolutely love the product. It performs really well. It's super easy to put on. And I can speak from experience saying that I usually will get about 3 months out of it. And I can say that based off of like all of the clients that I get back, like my maintenance clients. With them, I use that on all my maintenance details, and I don't put it on every single month. So I do have a good gauge as to how long it's lasting. And I do get a variety of customers that some are garage kept, some are not. None of them are running them through car washes, at least that's what they tell me. But I would say that it will usually get about 3 months, maybe 4 out of it if it's garage kept.
Hey,
But I
Jeff,
can
to
usually tell, and then
intercept
yeah.
you for a moment because I'm reading the description that Sean just pulled up. It says spray on and rinse off application. Do you want
Yep.
to clarify how you apply it yourself?
So this is one of the things that I love about this product is it's when you're doing this mobily and time is a factor and time is money, right? Instead of, finishing the car and then putting on like a hand sealant, like a bead maker or, dream maker or wax or something that's going to take you another 45 minutes to put that on. The great thing about this is once you've rinsed off the car, you just go panel to panel, wet the panel, spray that on, and then spray it off, and it works amazing. It beads up as good, if not better, than just about any other product that I've tried. It lasts a while and it has amazing gloss to it. You can see me using it in the majority of my videos. Even in the last video I did a panel that didn't have it and a panel that did, and you can see what a difference it is. And so I can say that is a great product. I use it on a daily basis, and I've been using it since I started my business. So I've yet to find a product that has swayed me away from using that just because of the ease of use, and it only takes 5 minutes to put on. So that's
Cool.
really important for me.
I noticed that you said that under the context of it being easy to use, that you say after your final rinse, you don't have to dry the car off, but you did say that when you apply it, you're going back over and you're wetting the panel. And I'm just connecting dots here based on where you live and dealing with the heat often. So after you rinse a car off, often it's going to start drying on its own. So my point is it sounds like the manufacturer formulated this to be applied to a wet car. Have you tried
Yes.
it and used it on a dry panel? And what were the results? Is it suddenly
You don't
hard
want
to
to use
use?
it. Yeah, you don't want to use it on dry panels. It will leave streaks if you do that. You have to wet the panels first to cool the panels. So really, like in the
So it
middle of
doesn't
the
flash
summer
dry?
when it's 110 degrees, you spend a couple of seconds actually spraying the panel, cool it, do that one panel so it's cool, then spray that on and then spray it off and then move on to the next panel and go around the car like that. And it's very important to make sure that you rinse the product off completely. Otherwise, it will leave like little kind of stains or streaks. So, you know, you definitely do have to, you don't have to use much of it. That's what's great. You use a tiny bit and you rinse from the bottom to the top. So it's pushing the product back up onto the panels versus if you do it from the top to the bottom, you lose half of the product because it's just flushing it to the ground with the gravity. So that helps spread the product around. And then it makes like a milky color while it's still on there. And once that milky color goes away to where it's clear, then it's safe to move on to the next panel. And if you do that process like to the T, you won't have any issues. And it makes it super easy for the vehicle to dry too. It's almost like a drying aid where the towels will just glide really simple on it and dry off really fast with no streaks.
So
Cool.
I'm
Wait. There, we have a lot of questions to go through.
all right. We can move on.
We can't get stuck on one thing. So, all right.
Yep.
So, we got juice free.
Detailing season here in Vegas, we don't really have a detailing season. I would say I mean, at least for me, I stay busy and consistent pretty year round because of the weather here. Aside from about a week of rain, you can work year round.
Yeah, pretty much same here. Believe I got washed my salty Civic. Well, I'm sure your salty Civic appreciates not being a salty Civic anymore, Jimbo
Yeah.
Slice.
Enjoy that weather.
Mm.
Any mentors or courses you have experience with to get your detailing business going that you recommend? It's funny that you ask. I'm actually going to be launching a community here in the next couple of weeks called the Legends Community, and it's going to have training courses in there as well as exclusive content, one-on-one calls, group calls, pretty much everything that you need. So I'll have a video coming out on that soon.
Cool. Let us know when you do that, and I'll
Yeah.
put a community post for that too.
Great.
And then we got next Greg.
The
Darren?
best sealant I have used for clay and seal is a Masterson ceramic spray sealant. There you go, folks. There is the best right
I
there.
thought Pan said his was the best. No.
Yeah, man. But best is a very subjective call.
Is it on
Yeah.
Amazon?
Who, Masterson's?
Yeah.
I suspect it is. I suspect most of these companies have an Amazon store.
If Mastersons listen right now, send me one and I'll do a test on it, a review on it,
There you go.
an honest and open review. I haven't had a chance to try the product yet, but if you DM me on Instagram, send me a bottle of it and I'll do an honest review on it and let you know my
Yeah,
thoughts on it.
He'll send you one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Darren.
Now, no one has tried them all. That is true. No one has tried them all.
It's pretty impossible, I think, to try them all. You'd have to be trying a new one every single day, really, to get through them all.
Yeah.
I'm just going through these really quick. I want to show everyone's comment gets shown. Here we go.
Even in the coating or sealant lasts for years, still needs to be clayed, and the car will become contaminated. So clay and reseal. Yeah, that's a valid point. You know, and something that most people that aren't really thinking from the three-dimensional world that I call it is like, oh, wait, is this coating actually going to prevent fallout from accumulating on my paint? Because if fallout can bond to clear coat, I suspect it can still bond to any of these ceramic coatings. So the minute you're like, well, now how am I going to remove it? Well, probably in the removal process, you're also going to be removing some of that ceramic coating. So it's just, I don't know, it's just such a wormhole. This is part of why I stayed away from it when it first came out with this new technology. There's so many companies claiming outrageous claims on it. So I don't know. It's a minefield for all of us personally. Beat it up and technician's choice. Beat it up. Beat it.
Is that a product?
I don't know what to make sense of that. What?
Is that a private product?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't
okay.
recognize it.
That's okay.
It's been really decent for me.
I've tried that, the Griot's 3-in-1. That's not too bad. Pretty decent product.
Why is it called a 3-in-1? What are the three things that it does? Do you know, Jeff?
I'm not even sure. No, I don't know. But I tried that early on when I was first getting started, and it was decent.
Seems like Griot's doesn't. I've met the owner, Rich. I think his name's Richard, and it seems like I don't know. They don't seem to have the traction that they used to have, but I could be wrong.
There it is, Darren. Just really quick.
3-in-1, ceramic 3-in-1 wax. Our customers ask for blah, blah, blah. Here we've stepped it up from the based on product in-house, and we did right. It doesn't really tell me though what 3-in-1 means.
That's okay. We can go to the
Yeah.
next. We have a lot of people talking right now.
I don't know. Does
I
anyone
haven't.
recognize what Chemex is? I think we've talked about it before. Do you,
I
Jeff?
haven't tried that. I haven't tried that one.
You want
No.
to try that one?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. See, Doug just correct us, and that's how I pronounce it, is griots. And the reason I pronounce it griots is because I met Richard Griot, and he told me how to pronounce it.
Now pronounce Coach Kemi now. See if you can pronounce that.
You know, it's funny you say that because
Coach Kemi, Koshemi. How do you say it? I went to the training and I still don't know how to say it.
You know what? I actually saw a video from one of the distributor or one of the reps from Kot Kemi, because I pronounced it Kot Kemi, and I kind of did it to make fun of it because, you know, the word cock doesn't necessarily translate perfectly here in these States.
Yeah.
But the point is the guy repeated it. And so I taped recorded it. And so I could listen to it later because I knew I'd forget. And they kind of blend it into, I don't remember what the word cock stands for or what it means in German.
It's their last name. It was their last name of the founders of it. That was their last name. Yeah.
And I think chemi is just short for like chemicals, if I remember. It's been so many years because when they first came out, it's like, wow, someone didn't do their due diligence before you came to the States. Like, hey, guys, maybe we should do a separate branding campaign for the States so we don't have to have the word cock in there. So I think he pronounced it like kokami, you know, where the enunciation was different. So it was like kokami, something like that, if I recall. Anyhow.
All right. So we got Umberto here.
Yeah, Umberto. Okay, 3-in-1, turtle wax, seal and shine. I guess those are his recommended products. Thank you, Umberto. Not yet at Cron. First to use some of it, but I want to try more. Must just gives a better wave feel or optics on the paint. I personally don't even care about beading if it's just smooth and feels great. It's personal opinion. You know, I'm right there with you, Greg, but I would have a hard time finding a paint finish that didn't feel great and look great that's not going to bead great. I think it's kind of a natural consequence, a wanted consequence. But I'm right there with you. It's like I want the paint to feel silky smooth, and I want it to pop when I look at it. Since he has tried them, yeah, Cron. Do we, Jeff? Do you know who Cron is? Is he one of your guys?
Nope. No.
Yeah. Then if you don't, then I think he'd be new. Is that correct, Sean?
No, I've seen him before.
Have you?
I've seen him before. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall. Sorry if you've been here before, Cron. First, all right, we'll do. What's in Cron's logo? Is that almost look like two ice cream cones? Retail, and it will go 8 to 10 months per mobile detailer claims. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Doug. How do you wash your microfiber towels? Yeah, tell us, Jeff. How do you wash yours?
Actually, I was going to say, Darren and Jeff, you both should answer this question.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah,
Jeff.
so for me, I use Rags to Riches from PNS. I use that on all my microfiber towels. Just wash it in cold water on delicate, no heat. The heat can damage the microfibers, and then I don't put them in the dryer later. I just hang dry them.
You hang dry all your microfibers? That's got to be laborious.
I only wash the large drying towels. With my small towels, I don't wash those. I just cycle them down. So I'll start off with a new towel. And then as it starts to get dirtier, I just downgrade them to like a door jam towel or like an engine towel, you know. I just don't believe in washing the little small towels, rags, if you will. You know, it's just the cost on them is so low. It's like 25 cents a towel if you buy them in bulk.
And where are you buying them in bulk?
I buy them on Amazon in bulk.
But what brand?
You know, I get various different brands that I use. I have all the links in my sites, but I just don't think it's a productive use of time for me. I'd rather just cycle them down to like once they get really grubby, then just throw them out, you know. I use new towels on glass all the time. And then you know, in the interior, and then as they get dirtier, just cycle them down and then toss them and move on to new towels.
Which is I would say a pretty good strategy. I don't use that strategy because it really would be tough to do a true cost benefit analysis on that. Like how much time am I spending and resources, you know, water, detergent, time to wash them, dry them, fold
Exactly. I
them.
mean, just if you factor in the cost of the product, like rags to riches for a couple ounces of that, plus the wash, and you know, it's you're talking a difference of, I don't know, a couple of bucks per 20, 30 towels or something. I'd rather just start off with new fresh towels personally, you know, for me anyway.
Yeah, I agree. And that would go up the food chain, meaning there would be some towels like you, the drying towels,
Yeah,
that I
those, I
would
mean, you're
want to
talking
wash because
30,
you're
forty
spending some
dollar
money.
towels. Yeah, you're not, you know, I'm not throwing away my 30, $40 dreadnoughts
Yeah.
each
Mhm.
time. Those I get 3 to 6 months out of, you know, and then I'm replacing those too.
Do you want to answer that, Darren? But quickly, because I have a
Okay, the
lot of
simple answer, I
questions.
wash them in cold and I dry them on permapress heat. And I think every guy should test it themselves and dry your microfibers, some that you don't care about, in hot temp and see what a nightmare it becomes because those fibers literally heat, they get too hot and they become brittle. And when you try to use them, they shed these, wait for it,
Yeah.
these microfibers all over every surface that you touch. It is a nightmare. And you will have to throw that towel away other than for doing the dirtiest of dirty work because it is just, it destroys them.
Also, as a plug-in, real quick, on both Darren's channel, Auto Fetish Detail, and my channel, ShineLikeaProAZ, there is a video talking about that exact subject about how to wash microfiber towels.
Yeah,
Anyways,
because I actually do take the time to wash mine and I segregate them into four different, it's my own microfiber hierarchy from brand new all the way down to now junk. Juice use rags to riches by penis in your washing machine on cold temp. Yeah.
Yep.
there you
You
go.
tried any of the Suds Labs products? I have not even heard of Suds Labs. How about you, Jeff?
I feel like I've used something from them, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Here's,
water spot remover or something. I think I tried one time from them. I don't
here's
remember
one of
what
their
it was.
products right here. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one, since you guys don't know. Sweet.
Sweet.
Okay, here we go.
Foam rinse, Chemex snake oil is hard to beat. Chemex snake oil. Interesting name. Never have not heard of it.
It sounds like it would be sold by some fake company.
Yeah. Kind of does.
Yeah, like back in the days, like those fake doctors. They give you like the snake oil.
Yeah.
So
I used to use this mobile detail shop, Just Car Ultra Lock. That was my go-to sealant that I use. It's a hand application, meaning you can apply it however you want, hand, machine, whatever. Meaning it's just a liquid sealant. And then you've got this proverbial debate, like, oh, which lasts longer, a wax or a sealant? It's like, well, very few wax products are literally just only wax-based products. They are typically formulated with other stuff also. I mean, to make carnauba wax even usable, they're going to have
is
to.
that what that is, Darren, on the screen?
Well, yes is a simple answer, but it's been so long since I
Yeah.
have used it. I'm talking probably 15 years ago is when I was
Okay.
using it, and so
Okay.
the packaging has changed, but was Jesscar, and it was called that. So, but I don't recognize that packaging. But I liked it. It was easy to use, you know, easy to work with. If I
Right.
recall, it was very low dusting, so it represented the winning balance for me.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to the next one. There's so many people talking.
Rags to riches, or even all clear with distilled white vinegar. Yes, I don't know what all clear is, but vinegar, baking soda, these are chemicals or products that you have around your house. Bleach, I don't recommend bleach on
No, I already
microfibers,
talked
but I'm
about
just
this.
saying is that when you start to understand chemistry, you'd be amazed at how far you can get with just household products around your house. vinegar, baking soda, bleach. So it depends on what you're trying to clean. But vinegar is really simple to add in your wash machine, and it's a good cleaner. Masterson's, you're sounding like Pan now. I'm sure Greg will love that.
Pan the organizer. Yeah.
Hey, Nick's
There you go.
back. I think Nick has changed his icon because I think, did he not used to have one where he was golfing?
I don't remember. I don't keep
Nick,
track.
is that true?
I don't keep track of their little pictures. But anyways, there you go. Both Darren and Jeff.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you guys.
So thanks for coming
And,
in, Nick.
and also say thanks for Sean too for actually putting all this together, because this is not me and Darren's strong point of facilitating all of this. So I just want to say thanks to Sean for putting it all together.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate
Sean,
that.
our producer.
That's basically what I am. Yeah.
That's a deal on Amazon for that gallon.
He was talking about where is it? This one right here. This is what he's talking about. This
ceramic spray sealant, a gallon, $45. Well, it's not cheap. I don't really know all the going rates. I mean, I find it just such a convoluted topic. It makes my head like my brain go gelatinous personally.
We got the next one. There's so many questions.
Trying goal to get in a shop and offer. Who is this toward? Is this you, Jeff? Ice Diamonds? Do you recognize?
So I don't know, but for me, I have zero desire to get into a shop and start doing PPF.
Why is that?
I love it's just not something that I'm interested in. Like PPF, to me, it's a whole separate business. I used to do tinting as well, and it's another service that I don't want to incorporate into the detailing. For me personally, I want to stay mobile. I want to grow the mobile side of it. My goal is to have probably 2 or 3 mobile units in Vegas. And I don't really want to be in a shop. I think mobile's the future. If you are doing PPF or tint, I do feel you need a shop for that, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be committed to any type of long-term lease or anything like that with mobile. It's like I don't have those responsibilities or restrictions or anything like that. I just do what I want to do when I want to do it, and you don't have to have somebody there to staff a shop the whole time.
Sounds like you're describing complete autonomy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I just like the freedom that comes with the mobile side, and nothing against shops. Like, of course, when it's July and August, would I prefer to be in a nice climate controlled shop with the air conditioning? Yes. But, for me, I like being outdoors. I like being in different places. Like Darren said, just the challenge of not even knowing what you're going to be getting into for the day. For me, that's exciting. And I enjoy that. I don't think that I'd want to be in the same exact location day in, day out. That's just not something that fits my personality.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. But with that said, is at my age, and if I was to do it over, I would literally go into PPF films and ceramic coatings only. But that's based on, I've got 35 years of out there exposed to the elements on the daily. And just like you, the thought of having a shop felt like a weight attached to my leg, where it's like, no, you might as well put me in shackles. That's what it felt like. I loved being mobile. I loved going to different neighborhoods every day, different people, because the scenery was always changing. The challenges were always changing. And yes, you could say the challenges at a shop are changing, but not your surroundings aren't changing. You're showing up to the same shop every day. And so I could argue the position on either side. I see the merits of both, put it that way. But based on what you just said, I would ditto exactly what you said, Jeff.
There's a lot of money in it. I mean, there's definitely a lot of money in tinting and PPF. But here's the other thing. I think a lot of guys have this idea that, by being a one-stop shop, you can do all of these things. But the reality is you're competing with shops that specialize in those services too. So if you think you're just going to all of a sudden start incorporating PPF or tint into your detailing business, you're up against guys that that have been doing PPF for years. That's all they specialize in. All their SEO is based around that. Same thing with tinting, at least here anyway. So, you know, it's very competitive in each one of those markets. For me, I just follow the business model of like Chick-fil-A, right? Like where their specialty is chicken sandwiches. They're not trying to sell burgers or hot dogs or tacos or anything like that. They just have their core products that they focus on, and they do it better than anyone else. And that's what I try to do with the detailing business model that I have set up for myself.
Cool.
Well
We got
said.
we gotta go to the next one. We have 14
This-
minutes of questions.
Well, here's another person. Hey, Nick, that uses Griot's Garage 3-in-1 ceramic wax. So, okay, so they're getting a lot of publicity tonight. Last 6 months in real world
Oh,
conditions.
sorry.
That's I have it on my detailing unit now and have tracked it. Well, that's cool. Good to know. I've used Beadmaker, ceramic gloss, wet coat, Hydrolite, Defender, Tech Choice, and Turtle Wax. Yep, you dabbled in a lot. You've got a you've got a large body count there, Nick. Griot's, you're welcome. Yes, boy, that took a while to put up there, Sean. The Griot's takes it. Yeah, so far. Okay, cool. Now we know, people. Sorry, Greg, but maybe Greg, you might want to get some of your product in some of these people's hands, perhaps. Yes, juice. So beating on my car, kept outside all winter. Ouch. Sorry to hear your car has to endure winter outside. It's a cogem. Oh, cogem.
Yeah.
Comes right off. Okay, cool.
Here we go.
Step in ceramic coating. What's your one step in ceramic coating?
My go-to for the ceramic coating is Geon. I use the Mohs Evo Synchro 2. I've been using that now for a couple of years. I've tried a few different ones, and I keep coming back to that one just because of the ease of use, and it works really well. I put it on my last BMW X5. It lasted the full 5 years and like performed excellent. And I also put it on my new one, and it's really a good, easy product to use. Even if you're just a beginner, I feel like it's a super easy ceramic to put on.
Cool. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be a dick towards the people in the comments, but we have a lot of questions to get through, and yeah. So
because they're at AutoZone. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with AutoZone? Juice free. Why are you hating on AutoZone? I think he's trying to pronounce Kojimi.
Yeah,
Kojimi.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Kojimi. I don't like using products my customers see at Walmart and AutoZone. I'm of the opinion that your customers actually don't care as long as you produce the desired results.
Yeah.
It's a German and means chemical cook. Well, thanks, Umberto.
Just don't let them see you with the dish soap in your hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Little Polestar bottle sold out on Amazon. I want to try that. Looks awesome. I don't know what that is.
Polestar's good. It's really good. That's Coach Kemi for interior products. It's really good for stuff like Alcantara or like
Now, when you
white
say
leather,
it's
things
really
like
good
that.
for, you mean as a cleaner? Is this
As a cleaner
final?
that doesn't damage the interiors. It's very like it's like a green star, but it's not as strong as it, so it's designed to clean and not really damage the interiors.
That would suggest that you're detailing interiors that aren't overly dirty then.
Yes, yeah.
So maybe a maintenance product versus
Great
a
for maintenance
hardcore
details. Yeah, great for
versus a
maintenance details.
hardcore floor mats that look like they should be thrown out rather than try to recovered or resurrected.
Here it is. I found it.
Polestar textile leather and Alcantara cleaner, effective natural cleaner with protection formula. Whoa, it's got a protection formula to it. That's cool. Hence the sarcasm and mocking tonality in my voice. Kojimi. Everyone's got a different take on how they pronounce that name. Kojimi. I took German at the university. Umberto, is there anything you didn't take? You're like a like a like a master linguistic person.
Another
Grizz.
point for griots.
Yeah, a lot of professional products outperforms. Yeah, and detail. Doug, I believe Doug experiments and uses. He
Yeah.
tests a lot of stuff. If I'm correct
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. He's like you, Darren. He uses products and they're not meant to be used for that specific use.
Off-label stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
goes
always
off the
finding new ones.
rails.
Right. Right.
He likes to ski off the trails.
Basically, yeah. Like you.
Yeah,
So the
he is a
chief.
renegade.
Okay, I'll go next one.
Juice, I hear you, but if a product works, it works. Having it at AutoZone is just a great convenience. Yep, see, there's a alternate perspective. I like it. Different perspectives. Something about the texture of the paint, once it's so smooth after detailing fully, it's a sensory thing. Yeah, I would say it's a um, almost a sensual thing, Greg. At least in my world, personally. I mean, it's truly like, oh, and talk about a twisted form of eroticism.
Yes.
Hence the name Auto Fetish. Sounds like a J is in the X in Mexico. So Emmy, Camille, whatever. Maybe Umberto, you can say it for us and send us a recording.
Well, eventually, Umberto already told me that one of these days he'll come on the live stream.
Yeah, when's that going to happen?
I don't know.
Hey, Umberto, if I was to talk to you, what kind of accent would you have? I mean, you live, where's he at?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so I'm curious, Umberto, because that's a Latino name, right? Sean,
Yeah.
Umberto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious what kind of accent you would have, Umberto. Would it be what my white boy's ear would pick up as a Spanish type of accent, or maybe you know so many languages that it's all watered down and I would not really discern any type of accent? Very curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so Jimbo Slice, griots. Yeah, I haven't tried an extensive amount of griots products. But what I have tried, I have not been disappointed by. But I would hardly call myself an expert as far as weighing in on their products overall.
What about you, Jeff? As you experience, I know you say also haven't tried that many products from them.
Yeah, not much on them.
Okay. Okay. We'll go to the next.
Slice up, generate more revenue. In my opinion, it would be yes. I'm not sure why he's calling an auto styling shop. I mean, I kind of get what he means. And you
There's a
probably
lot of
agree,
money in
Jeff.
PPF. There's a
Yeah.
lot of money to be made in PPF, but there's also a very big learning curve with PPF. It's not something like detailing that you're just going to pick up in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and you're going to be proficient at it. And it's very expensive to be practicing with the product. If you screw up on, a couple sheets of PPF, it's costing you hundreds of dollars in wasted product. So,
So
Yeah.
maybe somebody who wants to do PPF should work at a PPF shop.
I would, if you can get hired at a PPF shop, I don't know who's
Yeah.
going to hire you if you don't have any skill set. You're probably going to have to take some type of course and actually learn how to do it,
Okay. Makes sense.
extensively first. And again, there's a lot of competition in that. So to try to break into that as someone that has no experience doing it, unless you're
Yeah.
going to hire guys that are already professionals at it, it's going to be a very difficult climb. If you
Makes
think
sense.
detailing's a difficult business to get into, then that's going to be a whole nother level.
Makes sense.
There's our proverb for the day. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Indeed.
Yep.
You have to pronounce the Mexico and Spanish, Sean. Yeah, Sean, how would you say Mexico? Is that not how you pronounce it?
It's Mexico. Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah.
How's that, Umberto? Mexico. Do I sound like a Spaniard now?
You sound like a white guy. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
And dry and low heat works for me. Cool. Tim Smith, T-Wash. I don't know. I don't recognize that name. Do you, Jeff?
No, I don't. Well, I
No.
know me, Jeff, but I don't.
Yeah, he's new to the program. Welcome, Tim Smith,
Yeah, welcome.
Mr. T Wash. Agreed, Juice. Nick, you didn't respond. Is that a new picture?
Well, you probably did respond. It's just that we're so far behind.
All right.
By
All
the
right.
time
Well,
he's way
Yeah.
ahead of us, like way ahead.
Yeah.
I'm talking
wow.
about 20 minutes ahead
You
of
get
us. So
All right. Keep them rolling.
yeah.
my
Tall
towel brands are
brands.
all in my my video links if you guys go to my YouTube channels rather than list them all out here.
Yeah. Bingo or ditto
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, same with Darren. That's good if you guys do that. Yeah, so basically that's good. Yeah, if you feel free, you guys. So we have so many questions. If you have Jeff and Darren, if you guys have something like that, we can say look at my websites or videos. We can speed along the questions.
Yeah,
Yep.
in my
Next.
description of my YouTube channel, I've got a link to my Amazon store, and it'll tell you so many things that I use.
Right.
I want to try that blue rag juice. I'm not sure what that means.
Rags to riches.
Oh, okay. That's probably what it means. Yep.
Jimbo, the in my vid.
So,
Yeah, I don't think you need to linger on those.
No.
Do you have
I'll
any
skip
recommendations
those.
for products that can be used in direct sunlight on mobile? Phoenix and keep looking for stuff to use in sunlight. Yep, that's
What
one of
type
the
of
nuances of mobile.
yeah. What type of products are you referring to? Like for foam cannon soap or like what exactly are I use GSF. It's a pH neutral soap by Coach Kemi. I use that in the sun, and it works pretty well.
Also, wouldn't it also depend, Jeff, on what kind of water he's using? Because if you're using the water from, there's not like distilled water or like the water that you use is just going
In
to
my opinion, if you're a professional detailer, you should be using nothing but spot-free
spot
deionized
free. That's what
water.
I want. Yeah. Right.
If you're charging money to customers or clients, you shouldn't be
Right.
using tap water.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that's added because I'm not saying he's using it, but it's possible he is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I can tell you, using the right techniques, and by right, I mean techniques that work, you can actually circumvent all that if you want. But
yeah,
once again, it really kind of depends on your clientele, what you're charging. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that, where you're truly using rinseless or waterless techniques and you're not having to deal with water in general. I personally never use DI water. I mean, I tried it. It is great to work with, but I also, meaning I carried it just like you, Jeff. I was fully contained, water tank, pressure washer, generator, all that stuff. But after a while, it's like, you know what? That's a lot of moving parts. And so
Yeah.
I just figured out how to innovate a way where I didn't have to deal with all that. So there is always
It's not
workarounds.
optional here. In Vegas, the
No.
water is so hard. There's so much sediment in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even washing it super early in the morning or in the
Yeah.
evening, if you don't get every drop of that water off, it's going to leave hard water spots.
The same thing
It's
in
just-
Arizona. Arizona is the same thing. The water in Arizona is horrific. It is the kind of water that you wash your sink and you don't clean up immediately, it leaves like the stains.
Yeah, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Not as something you're doing as a profession, and charging people money. You should be, using whatever's going to make the job
Oh,
easiest and come out most effective.
All right, a little plug for Masterson's Car Care, Greg. So you guys give Masterson's a try. His saying his microfiber wash and restore. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
All right, we're going through because we're not gonna get through all the questions, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just keep sweeping through.
yeah.
Another thumbs up for 3-in-1.
Okay.
I hope everyone's having a good day.
You
Right
guys-
back at you, Liberty 58. Welcome back.
Yeah, he's been on here a few times.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Question.
Do you know what you're working on in your business is the right thing and adding the correct value to the growth of your business?
For me personally, I'm always asking myself, what's the most productive thing that I can be doing at this moment in my business? And I try to do that, what's going to be the most beneficial thing that can help me grow and take the business to the next level.
For me, it was profitability. I was always looking for ways to innovate and figure out, because everything adds up. Every minute that you waste, it adds up. So I was always looking for ways to be more efficient. I knew what the results were that I was after, but there's always a different way to achieve those results. So I was fine tuning every single step of my process so that I could be as efficient as humanly possible before raising rates. So yes, I'm going to raise my rates, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to tap out every last little dollar of profitability in every step that I do. And here's a little thing that you could do, Jeff, or I'm sorry, Nick, is ask your customers, and that's something I started doing towards the end. Is I would say to my customer, what's the one thing that I could do for you personally as my customer that would improve my service to you? And it could literally be anything, and you'd be surprised at the answers that you will get. It could be the most trivial of things, but the point is you want to make your customers happy. So that's my little 2 cents. Ask that question, and I think it'll be a revealing moment for you.
Good advice from everyone. So we're move on. So many questions. All right. Okay, here we go. Never mind. Never mind. Here we go.
Was at the MT they sell clear coat restoration products. I mean, that could mean so many things. Clear coat restoration. I mean, a polish is a clear coat restoration product, right?
Yeah. So here's a question. We'll just skip this one. This question for Jeff.
I get mine on Amazon. Sometimes I'll pick up some microfibers at Walmart too. They have them like pretty cheap there, but mostly on Amazon.
Have you? What's your take on just the cost? The Kirkland microfibers, Jeff? I mean, that's my go-to.
Yeah, no, those are good. I've used those before too. And again, if you're buying those, I think, in the bulk packs, it works out to like 25, 30 cents a towel. It's not that much money.
Yeah, it's literally at the point of being disposable, as you said.
Yeah.
Here we go. Darren.
A few times, I really appreciate your insight during those calls. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Nick. I'm glad you got some value out of it.
There we go.
All clears detergent for clothing, just like the one called Free Clear sold at Costco, a Tide Clear. Yep. I mean, there's many detergents you can use. I'm personally a fan of the dedicated detergents for microfiber cloths. That's my opinion.
I think he's talking about this right here.
Yeah, and I've used that too. Like I buy that at Costco. It's got no dyes to it or fragrances, so it's a cleaner. It's not formulated with a bunch of added stuff that those microfiber cloths will get wadded up with. So yeah, if you're going to go a non-traditional route, something like that is a good way to go. What? Ice Diamond, Walmart, or Amazon?
Is that
Quorum?
It's my guy Quorum.
Yeah, I was going to
say that logo sure looks familiar.
It looks like your logo. Yeah. Okay.
That's Quorum. He's my new director of operations.
Cool. Awesome. And here's yep.
Is dying, says Quorum.
Yep.
There's a hiker saying hi to all three of us. So
what's up, hiker?
There you go. Darren, don't forget to say hi, hiker.
But I didn't see it flash up on the screen. I'm looking. Where do you did you cheat on me?
No, I'm skipping it because you told me to only go to the questions. So because there's so many people talking.
Okay. Hey, hiker.
Okay.
Welcome. Glad you made it. Only problem with mobile is polishing ceramic coatings that require you to want to do them. Yeah, it's one of the drawbacks of being mobile. I've used many customers' garages myself, and I know Jeff has talked about it also. He does the same.
I use theirs all the time. They don't care. It's fine with them. They can chill in their house and watch TV or work or whatever, while you're doing your thing in the garage.
I mean, once again, customers really do not care. As long as you're giving them what they want, they don't care what products you're using. They don't care if you're doing their garage, if it's available. They just give me what I want. That's what they want. Just give me what I want.
Yeah, I remember really quick, Darren. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I remember going to a detailing job and it started raining.
Yeah. And
I told the customer, I'll come back when it stops raining. He says, no, you just
pull my garage.
You pull in the garage and I detail it right there in the garage. He didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really surprising, you
Yeah.
know, especially as a beginner. You think like, oh my gosh, and you overthink things and worry about everything, and I get it. I was right there with that because I am an overthinker. But the point is, and that's why I say it, customers, as long as you are delivering the results that they want, and that's the key tipping point of that, which is if you're not asking the right questions, you're not really going to understand what type of expectations they have. So if you don't understand their expectations, you're not necessarily going to be able to produce the desired results unless you have an overly critical eye and you know that your standards are going to meet or exceed everyone else's standards. The problem with that, though, is that you will be over delivering to a lot of customers because their standards will not be nearly as great as you think they are. So that's why it is important to learn how to ask the right questions so you can assess the standards of your customers, you know, because if your standards are way up here and you're not asking the right questions, you don't know if your customer standards are way down here. So if you over deliver, chances are you're not pricing it accordingly. So it is a balancing act, and it does take time to be able to understand that, but it is one of the critical points to success, in my opinion.
You got Doug talking to you, Darren.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Mafia just wants your money. Yeah, pick something, use it, and move along. Bingo, you nailed it, Doug.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? An idea from only offering more expensive like headlight restoration, paint correction, ceramic? I have an opinion on that. What about you, Jeff? I mean, I feel like you really clarified that already, which is you stick to one thing. And that's my opinion, which is because I am a
Yeah.
master of putting too many irons in the fire, thinking that, like, I even learned how to do dent removal because I thought, wow, what a perfect add on. You know, most cars
Yeah.
have a little door ding in it. And it's like, no, pick one thing, master it. And if,
Yeah.
you know, once that's mastered, then decide you want to branch out. But literally every one of those subjects can be its own mastered process. It's, you know, so yes,
And
some of
his
those can
question
be
is,
added on.
it,
Go ahead, Jeff.
it says only offering more expensive services like headlight restoration, paint correction, ceramic coatings, and cut out the grind work. Well, what I would say to that is if you look at your standard detailing business, like 95% of your business is going to be detailing, right? How many headlight restorations are you doing on a weekly or monthly basis, right? It's a small fraction
Yeah.
of
That makes
the
sense.
customers that actually need a headlight restoration, you know what I mean? So you know, it doesn't make sense to only do those things in a business and not offer detailing services. You still want to be able to do all of these things, but your bread and butter is going to be mobile, at least for mobile, is the detailing, you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I could dissect that even further, and in large
Yeah, you
part,
could go
that's what
deep.
I
You
did.
could go deep on that, but you're going to spend another 10,
Yeah,
15 minutes just going down that rabbit hole.
you put in the time. You know what? I can't really complain. I've got plenty of pains and injuries and chronic stuff, but I'm always finessing my diet and my workout routine to offset those. So I would say I'm well ahead of the curve, but I'm also so diligent and hyper vigilant at finding solutions to my ailments. Channel the guy restores headlights full time mobile. Yeah, and that's how we could have gone a deep dive on that, is that you could make a business out of every one of those, but you would have to then target your customer base for that, you know, through SEO, your website, your marketing strategy. So yes, you can survive on just doing any one of those things, but then it becomes like, okay, which one is going to allow you to survive easier, or which one's going to allow you to be more profitable in doing it? Headlight restoration versus PPF versus ceramic coatings versus mobile detailing. They're not all created equal.
I don't know what details official is trying to talk about here, but do you guys know?
No.
Okay. All right. Here you go, Jeff.
O'Reilly's. I have oh, that's Corum. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an O'Reilly's like walking distance from my house, like right up around the corner.
I can't comment on that,
Yeah.
but subconsciously they do. Yeah, that's a good point, and that's right up my alley, juice free. I'm all about the psychology of this thing called the human condition. Because honestly, I mean, you do enough research and you realize that most of us operate at 90% at the subconscious level. So good luck with that. And he used nothing but Walmart stuff on the shelf. McGuire's mostly, he's killing it. Yeah, and we've
It's
illustrated
not the
that, or I
pro.
have,
It's
which
yeah.
is they don't
It's not the
care.
products. Yeah, they don't care. It's the end result is all they care about.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Polestar is great. That's the
I agree.
Kokomi, right?
Yeah,
Kokomi.
yeah.
Jimbo's Total Cabin Cleaner is great. Total Cabin Cleaner. That's a funny name.
Yeah, never tried it.
Yeah, have
Me
not
either.
tried it, Doug. But thanks for the endorsement.
There you go.
Off label from Darren Priest. That guy, Darren Priest. Give Jimbo's Cabin Cleaner a shot. It's a lot like Polestar. All right, there we have a little shout out for Jimbo's Cabin Cleaner.
There's Humberto to answer your question from 20 minutes ago.
Puerto Rican accent. Do you know what that would sound like, Sean?
Nope.
No.
They actually, I get them confused all the time.
Curmudgeon's Corner. That's funny. Is that really a thing? Curmudgeon's Corner. The old curmudgeon. Oh, PNS. Can't really comment. See, now look at
I
his
like 'em
logo.
both.
Does that not look like two ice cream cones? I can't read what the verbiage says.
I don't know.
Oh, it is. It says ice cream cron, which I don't know what cron means. So my eyes were not deceiving me. It's two ice cream cones. From beta, I would argue that it would be marginal, and the only person who would notice the difference is you and not your customer, and the ROI of not. Yeah, there you go. Nailed it.
What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Juice 100%. I like them both. I think they're both very good products, and certain things I like about each one, but they're both great product lines.
Yeah, I would say, Darren, you and I have talked to us before. I'll make it short. But imagine being a new YouTube or a new detailer today in 2025. It's like, when you walk to, it's like, okay, like when you go to a different, like Peru, a different country, and you go to the cereal aisle, there's like 10 choices.
Yeah.
When you come to America and you go to the cereal aisle,
Yeah.
there's like 5,000 choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel like if I was a detailer nowadays, and I didn't know you guys or anyone, and I went to go shopping at like a shop, whatever, I would be so confused.
Yeah, it's decision overload. You become
Yeah.
literally frozen because
Yeah.
you can't make a decision because there's so many options.
Yeah,
I think they call it decision fatigue,
yeah,
or one of many ways they call it. PNS products are great for maintenance vehicles. All right, boom.
here we go.
Apologize for lack of manners. Hey, Top Star, it's great seeing you here tonight. Watch your stuff on YouTube.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to see you as well.
Good evening. Good evening.
Here you go, Jeff.
20 years a junior, I buy music. Yeah, I mean it's a daily grind. I think it's one of those things that it just takes discipline, and you get used to it after a while. I've conditioned myself now to the point where it's just become the norm for me. And like Darren said, a lot of it's just taking care of your body physically, eating a good diet and staying healthy and in shape so that you can continue to work at that level.
Cool. We got two. This one's Jeff. You already answered this, but
yeah. See, I once again, I could take a position on either side of this. I totally get Jeff's position, but I've lived this position also where I did not use DI water. Yes, I tried it. Yes, I love it. Yes, it has its place. Yes, apples, comparing to water.
I think it depends on your market too. I mean, depending on where you're at. Some places have semi-decent water that you can get by. Out here in Vegas, I'll tell you, it's not an option. You know what I mean? It's just you're setting yourself up for way more headaches than it's. Why would you make your job more complicated than it needs to be? It's so cheap to buy deionized water out here that why wouldn't you?
I don't think that's the real point though is that the water's cheap, because it's cheap here also. I think it's more about the commitment of using it, you know, because a water tank, which means a pressure washer, which means electrical outlet. So I think it's
Yeah,
more
I
about
mean,
that.
you got to start from where you can, but if your
Yeah,
goal is to be a professional full-time detailer and this is going to be your business,
right.
then your mobile unit is your mobile shop,
Yeah.
so it's something you're going to use day in, day out. You need to have a legit setup if you're going to do it at that level.
And
Do you
remember,
happen, Jeff? Do you happen to know what the TDS level is there in Vegas where you're working for the
I
water?
don't I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's one of the worst in the nation.
Because
All of our
ours,
water is recycled over and over and over again through Lake
yeah,
Mead, so it's terrible.
ours is at the mid 500s, which is considered hard water, very hard water.
Yeah.
Doesn't like rinse wash. How are y'all washing lifted trucks, RVs, bigger vehicles, and roofs? Strategically, how about that? And I've done. I don't
yeah.
know. Have you done many RVs, Jeff? That is a whole
Not with
different animal.
not with rinseless wash,
I've
if
done
that's the
both.
question. Yeah, I mean, for stuff
And
like lifted trucks and RVs and all that, I'm pressure washing all of
yeah,
that stuff.
I mean everything has a workaround. I can promise you it does. And I've done rinseless on 40-foot RVs, including the roof. Everything has a
Yeah.
workaround. You just got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I did a rinseless on a lifted Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is
I've done them for the
possible.
convention shows and the trade shows when the vehicles are already staged inside and you don't have a choice. But if you have the option to use a pressure washer or that, if it's outdoors, I'm going pressure washer every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiker. They put Clorox in the water. Yeah, I can't comment on that. Can't confirm nor deny. The drying aids extend the drying time immensely. Yeah, that's a good strategy right there, Doug. I mean, that's thinking out of the box. But and once again, there's so many variables. Like when I'm working in the direct sunlight, 100 degrees outside, I may literally break the car in half and only soak half of it and wash half of it because I'm worried about the drying time. So once again, there is always a workaround if you are creative enough to figure out how to do it.
All right. There's a lot of talking points about the water. I'm going to skip it because
Okay.
we already talked about it way too much. So here's a.
Well, seeing how the time, I'm going to have to bail pretty quickly
I know.
anyways.
I know. So that's why I'm
FSE
trying to
bike is great
rush
for
through
light
these.
water removal wash and not using DI water. Okay. I don't know what FSE or the other one is.
Jeff,
Yeah,
I
right.
haven't, yeah, I haven't done my
That's a little
taxes yet for
premature.
this year. I'm waiting to see if Trump abolishes taxes first. I'm going to give it a little more time and see how that plays out.
all right. Jeff,
The best thing I can be working on now to add value, what do you often find that answer to be? It depends on what I'm doing at that point in the day. If I'm not working on a car, then maybe it's reaching out to customers for reviews, or maybe it's I'm working on content for YouTube. I mean, it really just depends on the day and what's going on, but I just try to figure out, what can I be doing right now that's the most productive use of my time.
all right. There's a lot of questions here. We're not going to go through all this, Darren. I say if you end it, just end it now.
Well, your dream has come true, Sean,
Y-
right? Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah, too many questions to answer.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
questions than we can handle.
that's perfect. I wish
Yeah.
it was like this all the time. Um, I'm kidding, But anyways, I think we should end it now. I think we should end it by talking finally one more time, Jeff, about
Jonathan?
Jonathan. Yeah,
Yeah, just to tie it all back in, to circle
yeah,
circle back to where we started. One of the things that we really wanted to focus on today was to help out our brother in detailing, Jonathan from Best in Class. He had a fire break out at his home and basically lost his home. So there is a GoFundMe link set up. Sean posted it somewhere in this
yeah. I'll post it
uh,
again. I'll do it
in the
again.
in the live stream, and then Jonathan also has it on his Instagram as well, and we'll put it into the links or the comment to this video so you can watch it again later. But if you're able to help out in any way, like I said, anything helps, you know. If you can't afford to put anything into the fund, if you wouldn't mind just sharing it and passing it along, you know, the more exposure it gets, just help try to spread awareness and do what we can to help out our fellow brother in detailing. If you guys don't know who Jonathan is, he is with Best in Class Detailing. He has a YouTube channel. He puts out a lot of great content. So if you're not subscribed already, go over there and check that out and subscribe to his channel as well. And we appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Darren?
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is good. Glad you can make it also, Jeff. And Sean, thank you for your technical prowess tonight. And we will see you party people in the same bat channel, in the same bat time next week. And have a lovely rest of your weekend.
All right.
Great
Peace
chatting
out.
with you guys. Have a good weekend.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.